I tell you guys all the time, defense wins games, especially big games. And if you'd have told me we'd hold them under 40%, not rebound them, we'd be in good shape. And we need to be able to win games without playing great offense. Early in the year, we weren't capable of that. But this team has shown a lot of scrap down the stretch here the last month and a half of basketball, and tonight was no different. I thought NAU did a good job defensively and offensively in the first half. They had a good game plan, forced us into some adjustments, and then our guys brought us home.
For Money and Travis, just Brandon, we see him step up several times throughout the season, just late in games, playing almost like a closer role for you guys. Money, just what makes him so good in those late game situations? And Travis, can you just speak to the trust you have in him in those close minutes?
That's what leaders do. He always steps up when he needs to steps up, and he put the team on his back, and we got the job done because of him.
His role's hard. As a point guard, you got to allow the people around you to be successful and play their best basketball, but also assume the role of a closer, a playmaker when your team needs them most. And there's been quite a few games down the stretch he's closed for us. And it shows a lot of growth and maturity. First half wasn't his best half of basketball in his career, but he hung in there. He defended and did things that helped us stay in the game. And then when the time was right, he took over in terms of his aggression.
Coach, midway through the second half, you guys were neck and neck with NAU till right about the 12-minute mark, and then over a 6-minute stretch, you guys went on a 12-0 run, really broke the game open. A little bit about your guys' ability to hang in that kind of battle of the game,
Right.
And then seize your opportunity when you get it.
I think one of the things that makes this group special is there's not one individual that feels like he has to be that guy, right? And so if you're not thinking to yourself, oh, I got to come down and score 4 or 5 baskets in a row for us to win this game, it allows you to play the game the right way. But that run was started on the defensive side of the ball with Austin Patterson and Money Williams forcing turnovers and getting us into transition. Joe Pridgeon on some big-time rebound outlets to push. And those created those opportunities for us offensively when Money and Witt took over down the stretch.
Travis, I think we lost on 25 at the under 12, sort of held it down until they get those last couple at the end. Did you make any adjustments on him, or
No, that was the great debate in the coaches' huddles were, did we want to change our emphasis? Because our number one key was to minimize the other guys. McLaughlin's going to take 20 shots. He takes 20 shots every game. And so it doesn't matter what type of shot that is. And so the key for us was to minimize how many threes he took uncontested and not allow the other 3 perimeter players to get shots. And if we do that, then they're not going to generate enough offense to keep up with us once we get our offense going. And so we didn't panic on the fact that he was making shots. As long as we didn't let Tout get the ball in the middle of the paint with open shooters out and we didn't overhelp out of those corners, we'd be fine. And so as long as we rebounded the ball as well, and we did that. So we didn't panic. We knew he's going to shoot enough shots to get his 20.
you guys shot almost 20 less shots than AU, but you also shot almost 20 more free throws. What can you say about maybe getting quality over quantity and how important was it to the line tonight?
We believe in that. And, I think that's why in 4 championships I haven't had an MVP. Because I have guys that can score 24 points on 8 shots, right? I have guys that shoot for percentage. Brandon Whitney shot over 50% for a career in 5 seasons. So there's a difference in terms of when you're trying to win championships, you're selective with the shots you take. And we've been doing that. And so I think that's what makes this group special is we've got a lot of guys that could, score 20 points if we allowed them to take a lot of shots. But I don't know that we'd be winning championships. And so I think that what happened for us midway in the second half is we just hung in there knowing that someone was going to start making some shots at some point in time. And once a couple guys saw the ball go in the basket, hey, everybody get out of their way and let them go.
Brandon, was there a point, I know that, the jump shots are not falling as a team early on. Was there a point where you're like, I want to attack? What was the mentality for you? When offensively you guys want to hit shots early?
Yeah, like you said, we weren't hitting shots, so and Trav kind of emphasized it in our timeouts to kind of just get to the rim, try to get to the line, knock some free throws down so we could see the ball go through the hoop. But in the first half, shots weren't going down. Money came in, and he kind of took over and got us going.
And Brandon, it's a little bit of a tale of two halves for you. It seemed like the ball kind of got away from you a few times in the first half, but second half, obviously came through. So what was this game like for you trying to just
That was the greasy bacon he had at breakfast.
just try to put it together in the second half? How did it come together?
Yeah, I like you said, I didn't have the greatest first half, but I knew I couldn't just get in my head about that. I knew I had to, whatever that was, just compete, play hard, whether I was on the defensive side or offensive side. And then second half, I was able to, get to the rim and got shots to fall.
This is really for all of you. You guys did a considerably better job attacking switches in the second half, and even the second half of the second half. And it was clear that they were going to switch ball screens, and we saw in the first half they would switch, and you guys would attempt to take advantage of it, and active hands would clog up passing lanes. What schematically changed, or what attitude-wise changed for you guys in the second half to capitalize on those opportunities?
We changed the format. We in the first half we were playing through the post quite a bit. We knew they were going to double, so we were baiting the double to get threes, and we just were not executing it very well, and we were turning the ball over. And when you play like that, sometimes the guards get passive because there's not a lot of room for them to drive because we're throwing the ball inside. So we were trying to take advantage of the size in the switches and bait two guys to the ball. We got out of that and said we'll penetrate against the switch, and so we brought the bigs outside and drove, or we drove the guards that weren't good sliders.
Money, what was it like, playing in the tournament atmosphere? I know you didn't get to playing it last year, and then, I know you got to kind of get their tournament legs, yesterday. Was there a little bit of just kind of as a team, just kind of getting used to the arena?
It's a dream come true. I wanted to play with the older guys last year, and I'm just blessed that Whit came back. I wanted to play with him especially, and it's a dream come true to just go out there and win the first game and see all the people from Montana, family and friends to come out and support us.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.